This. Boom. It's Tuesday, September 8th, first live trading session of the week. So we got to look for some opportunities. There has
This
been
guy.
some movement from Sunday for sure. Nick, please get some tissues before we begin.
You never know, man. It literally hits out of nowhere. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not. I'm feeling all right today, though. Thank you. I appreciate your concern, Lee.
So USD is definitely really strong right now. We're
Yeah,
pulling
it's pushing
back.
up a little bit.
Let's see. Yeah, we got so I'm
Yeah.
gonna start off with DXY. Let's just take a look. Higher time frame, let's keep this in mind. Higher time frame overall, we are bearish. Bearish on the higher time frames. We're below the moving averages, but we are getting a lot of pullback right now. We're pulling back pretty aggressively. Where when it comes down to lower time frames being bearish, and now we've got these breaks, and where are we targeting? Really, the first target right now should be this moving average right here. So you should be targeting this moving average, even this monthly key level, as this thing is moving up a little bit more down to the daily time frame. Right now we are at a level, we are at a resistance level, but we're starting to get the cross right here. So we're starting to get, more bullish momentum than bearish momentum at the moment. So again, let's just mark off this moving average right here. Boom. So again, we could come up, retest these highs right here, retest this resistance on the DXY, all the way down to the 4-hour time frame. We've been pushing up, very bullish, very bullish. We're coming into this zone now. Pretty much either we're going to break and head higher, or we're going to reject out of this area. Boom. Or we're pretty much just going to come up to this level right here. So again, even though the weekly trend overall is bearish, this thing is showing a lot of bullish momentum, as we're going to see in a second here. On all these pairs, USD is pushing like crazy right now. So, it's good to anticipate that this move is possible, to the downside. If it does see some rejection out of this zone, then, it could go lower. But we just saw it break the 200-day moving average with a lot of bullish momentum. So this thing is crossing that 200-day, really the last line of resistance on this lower time frame. And, pretty much what this is telling me is there are more buyers than sellers on the 4-hour and below and on the daily. Right now, momentum has definitely shifted. Let's go over to USD CAD. So again, it's very similar on the weekly time frame. Where are we targeting this thing to really come back to right now? Where are we targeting this thing to come back to? We're pulling back, have this huge bullish candle here. So we've got some buyers stepping into the market, coming up to this 200-day level. Down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame, we've broken some lower time frame resistance. We're coming through the moving average right now, which we haven't done, in quite some time right now. So we could see some higher movement all the way down to the 4-hour. Again, 4-hour time frame, breaking structure, forming higher lows right here, and making a new high to the upside. So it's again, where could this come? I look at the the 4-hour time frame right here. This thing could push all the way up into this level right here. Let's just mark off. Got a definite support and resistance level right here. And if anything right now, we're looking for some sort of pullback before this thing goes higher.
Could be a nice
Again,
day trade.
yeah, so we're looking for some sort of pullback before this thing goes higher. This thing's forming, a lot of bullish momentum at the moment, but this could be an area where sellers can come back into the market and step back in. Let's get down to USEF. So USEF on the weekly time frame, it's looking very similar. Weekly time frame, we had this bullish engulfing last week. showing more buyers than sellers in the market. We're still below these moving averages right now, and really all I'm looking for is where could we target to the upside before finding potentially some resistance down on this daily time frame. Bring out the fib from this level to this low. We're pulling back to this 38.2 area. We've got 50% up here. I was also looking left and noticed this was a major support level, going to turn resistance that we tested again with this wick. So I could see this thing pushing all the way up to that level right now. Again, down to the 4-hour time frame, made this higher low and then just pushed to make this new high. So this trend has transitioned, slightly to be bullish and broke the 200-day moving average. So definitely a lot of buyers in the market right now. As we're pulling back, we need to enter on some sort of higher low. This was our previous entry opportunity right here. And now we're pushing up. So we really need this thing to pull back to this level before heading a lot higher. So again, we're not entering on highs, guys. We're waiting for the pullbacks, waiting on higher lows. And again, these pairs are transitioning right now. They're in a transition. The 4 hours showing to be very bullish with this 200-day. And as I bump all the way up to the daily, obviously the daily has showed a lot of bullish momentum, moving averages crossing. They haven't crossed in quite some time. They haven't crossed all the way since, May. So this thing has been maintaining bearish for a long time. We're finally getting a correction right here. We're definitely pulling back. So we just got to be aware, what are our targets with that bearish, bearish bias in mind. Where are we targeting this thing to come to? And it looks like this is going to be a solid level up here that this thing could come up to. So let's go to EU. EU is starting to fall out as well. We got this ascending channel that has been getting weaker and weaker. Let's go all the way up to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, again, this thing pushed very bullish just at the top of this range. We broke above this weekly key level, like above these moving averages right here. So down to the weekly time frame, look at price action at the top. A lot of reversal candles starting to form. Very similar to this area. So we're going to look to see if this thing does find support down at the key level right now. But we're obviously falling off a little bit. So we've got the daily, daily time frame, very similar to here, is we're starting to just get that turnover. Moving averages are starting to cross to the downside, a little bit more of a consolidation range right here. And really what we're targeting right now is just this weekly key level. So let's go down to the 4 hour. So 4 hour time frame, what we're looking to get to is we're falling out of this demand zone. We're falling out of this channel right here. We're looking to target lower. We're looking to target this area right there. So let's go down to the 30-minute. So all the way down to this 30-minute time frame. Boom. Let's zoom in a little bit. So 30-minute time frame, pulling back, retesting, just broke below this channel right now. We've got a little bit of an opportunity here if we wanted to put our stops above this level. The only thing, though, we have to keep in mind is, where are our targets? Our targets are right here. So we have to make sure that the trade actually makes sense. Where are we essentially targeting this thing to go? And on this 4 hour time frame, we're breaking the 200-day as well. So 200-day is being broken at the moment. So this thing could push lower. I was waiting for volume to kick in, as we see here on the 4 hour, very low volume all the way until this area when it finally started to push a little bit more. So we've got 45 minutes left on this 1 hour, half hour left, or 15 minutes left on this 30-minute. So we're going to wait on that, see if there's any sort of entry opportunity on a pullback. But this thing is definitely broken lower, broken on the 4 hour. Broken on the 4 hour daily has definitely started to turn over with that cross. And yesterday's daily candle, obviously very bearish. So this thing could find support down in this area. We'll take an entry if this thing does close well. Let's go to GU. So GU is falling off. We've got the weekly time frame. We retested this thing overall. We've been talking about this was bearish on the weekly time frame. We're retesting these highs right now. So these are previous lower highs in the market. These are just being retested. We're probably going to come back down all the way to this 200-day right now as we come to the daily time frame on this pullback. Moving averages are crossing and all the way down to the 4-hour. 4-hour now is breaking structure. 4 hours breaking the previous higher low right now. So this thing is getting bearish on a major time frame right now. So we got to be patient. Right now, there's no clear entry. Last night, there was a little bit of an aggressive entry. I was looking at it right here when it fell out. It was coming up a little bit, and then we had these 3 bearish candles, signaling a lot of bearish pressure coming in. And then this thing fell off from that level. So we got to wait for some sort of pullback, but this thing is very bearish. Again, just think about where our targets. Pretty much right now, our target is this weekly 200-day. That's where I'm targeting it to come down to. As we come down to this 4-hour, we can see, how far away we are right now. We do need to see some sort of pullback. This thing could just continue lower into that level, but we're not going to take an entry right here. We're just going to wait. If we get a retest of this level, we'll definitely take advantage of a short opportunity there. Let's go over to NU. Let's see. Let's go up to the weekly time frame on NU. So weekly on NU, we're retesting this previous lower high right here. Again, always doing top-down analysis. So coming down from this weekly time frame, I already did USD CHF. So we're coming down from this weekly time frame. This is the previous lower high right here. We retested this 200-day doji candle, which sign a reversal. And then the daily time frame is obviously bullish, but we started to get, all of this, that doji, all of this pullback, down to the daily time frame. We had this break of structure right here. Boom. And again, this all depends how you wanted to play this, guys. On the weekly time frame, if we were, really considering this level right here, this supply zone, this 200-day, this previous lower high right here, we had multiple confirmations, then we can get down to this lower time frame, try to start to take advantage of these opportunities. This was pretty much the first opportunity. We had this pullback, then we had this large fall off. Wasn't exactly going to enter here. Pretty large stop loss for NU. Then we had this pullback, and then we had all little entry opportunities in here. I was kind of just waiting on the volume to kick in. We had some volume kick in last night, where we had this breakthrough, this support level that we really needed to get through. And then this candle right here, I wasn't up, but this was a good entry opportunity right there. But pretty much all of these, all of this bearish momentum, just continuation of this 1-hour trend. And we had that double top up here, which secured this as a nice resistance level. So at this point, where are we targeting this to come to on the 4-hour? This thing was obviously bullish in a retracement. On the daily, we are still bullish, but we're falling lower and lower right now. So pretty much, up on this weekly like this, pretty much where we can look for this to come to is this 61.8 level. That would be a nice retest of the moving averages on this weekly time frame. So down to the daily, that is going to be this level right here. We could even come down lower. And on the 4-hour, this is just previous resistance, this 200-day moving average level. So I do expect this thing to fall a little bit lower, about 35 more pips into that zone, and then we're just going to be patient. Boom. Last but not least, let's go into GJ. So GJ has been falling off. Everything has just been strong for USD. USD has been very strong. So everything against that, with that is what's happening. Weekly time frame on GJ. Overall, we're very bearish on this as we have been. We could bring on a little trend line. So this thing has been making lower highs. Pretty much last week we had this large wick, rejecting our monthly key level, our 200-day moving average, down to the daily time frame, formed this new high. Now we're on a pullback, right here. So pretty much what this said was this point that it reached was the target, for a lot of buyers was the target that needed to be achieved before the retracement. So now we're falling off pretty hard, all the way down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, this thing had been very bullish. Now it's pulling back very hard. Really getting down to our targets right now, though, up onto the daily time frame. Where are we targeting? If this thing does go lower, it's going to be down to this 200-day moving average level. That's where it could fall even lower. But, right now we are pretty much at a low. We can't do any sort of entries. We're moving past the 200-day on the 4-hour time frame, which is something to be noted of. So this thing is looking very bearish on the weekly time frame, forming this evening star. So this thing could push a lot lower right now. This thing could definitely push a lot lower. But we just need to see. This is definitely a support level. We'll see if it finds any support here. If it starts to consolidate here and breaks through, we'll take some shorts. We'll get to the downside on this. If it starts to find support here and head a little bit higher, we'll think about if long opportunities are, make sense. But right now, this thing is just very bearish. This thing's very bearish. Back to GU. GU's very bearish at the moment. Needs to get lower to those targets. We've got EU pulling back a little bit, but still overall, very bearish. So yeah, we just got to be patient on all of these. Trust in DXY. DXY is really at the level right now
Trust in the
where
dollar.
where it's either going to head higher
Yeah,
or
it's really
it's at a big level.
a big deciding point.
So you want to hop on and go through DXY again?
Yep. Hell yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's do it. All right. Thanks for sharing, Angelo. Covered some great pairs, good analysis. I just need to share my screen. So, guys, there was a wealth of information in that analysis alone. Let's go ahead and move on to DXY again. Quick recap from a different perspective. All right. So, overall, we're very bearish, right? We're here on the 4-hour time frame. This was that daily transition when we broke this monthly zone. So we actually changed the trend on the daily when we broke this monthly. So we were bullish, right? Lots of higher lows, key support being here at 95 flat. We saw a break of that and then consolidation below. So it's a confirmed break. We got a little lower high here, which is good because it shows that this is a real break, right? So we're now in a bearish trend. So we can go to the 4-hour, get a closer look. All right, so we're below this monthly. We have this pretty large descending channel, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. Now we're getting some higher lows back above this support level. So we're definitely bullish now in the short term, right? We're at a key level, or lower time frame level at 93.3. This is where our prior lower highs were, right here in this channel. So again, this is the deciding point. The 200 EMA is right here as well. This is the deciding point where we're either going to see a reversal from here or a push higher. So right now the momentum is pretty strong. I would say this is going to probably keep chugging. Maybe we'll get a little retest off this trend line or something, some sort of lower time frame, higher low, and then we'll see the volume pick up again. And then we're looking for that intraday movement. So we're gonna be bullish on this until we see some sort of transition, and we can identify areas where we can anticipate some sort of transition where we could see a reversal take place. That in the first place would be at the 38.2. So let's say price action pushes up, right? The momentum continues. We're short-term bullish on this time frame. Pushes up to the 38.2, starts consolidating. Now we could potentially, identify a transition where we're looking for some sort of reversal, a confirmed lower time frame break of a higher low, and then a lower high below that. And then we'll start seeing some bearish setups that we could then, you know, would would confirm the reversal with, and then move on to other pairs and start, potentially shorting the dollar again. But it all depends. We got to wait on those confirmations. So, right now we're bullish. I don't see anything that's saying, oh, well, I'm going to take a short, on a U.S. dollar, or go short on the dollar overall with other pairs. Nothing here is suggesting that yet. We really need to see, a big move, either consolidation, break of some higher lows, some reversal setups, and then just bearish setups overall to resume the overall trend again. So, kind of just waiting on confirmations at this point. All right, so short term, bullish on the dollar until we see otherwise. All right, let's move on to our next pair, AUD/USD. All right, daily time frame first. Let's see. Move this over. All right, so this pair is very bullish. So we were bearish on the daily time frame to start over here. Lots of bearish volume, right? Clear bearish trend. Last lower high before this giant drop off was right here at 0.705, right? This monthly zone, that was key resistance. This was kind of holding the trend on the daily time frame. And then we finally saw a break. So we changed from a daily bearish trend to a daily bullish trend and confirmed that with some higher lows above that monthly zone. So now we can drop down 4-hour time frame. Let's expand this chart a little bit. All right, so here was that break of the monthly key zone right here. And now we had this kind of expanding, ascending channel, right? Lots of higher highs, higher lows, nice movement. And then we got a huge rally here recently. So we pushed up to a new high, all the way up to 0.74, push up to a new high. Now it's pulling back and, was testing at this key level here. So this was structure. This was key resistance broken, now testing a support right at 0.7275. So we were expecting some sort of transition to take place, a move through the MAs, higher low above, and then we'll enter out some bullish setups. Didn't really see that, as we saw, DXY start to pull back, start to push up and turn bullish. AU went bearish. So here's the dollar dropping. All right, here's the dollar appreciating versus, the Australian dollar. So on this chart, it's dropping. A lot of volume too, a lot of bearish volume stepping into the market here. So this is definitely, looking like it has to pull back more. We could potentially see a reversal to 88.6, or potentially even lower all the way down to 0.714. And this will remain bullish and all the way into the zone. It could pull back all the way to the 0.714 zone, this level right here, reverse, and then continue higher. So it's still bullish. This would just be a test of, these prior higher lows over here. Just be a test. Then you could see a transition from that. So for us to really start looking at, conservative short opportunities, we need to see a break below this zone here, 0.71, and then ideally back below that monthly zone. So we could resume, a daily bearish trend again and start catching some, some larger moves. All right, but for right now, this thing is definitely pulling back. No real trade opportunity yet. We actually get rid of this and this. Redraw what it could look like. Some sort of reversal down here. Extend this. Okay. This would be our next overall trade idea. Some sort of reversal from a deeper fib level. Okay. And I would change my trend again if price action broke down through this zone down here. So I'll draw that in a second. Just draw this over. Okay. So something like this. I want to see a lower high down here. I mean, it doesn't mean there's not entry opportunities here. Like you could see, some lower highs forming in here. You could enter on those, but I'm talking about the most conservative entry, one that kind of fits, every rule we have. I really want to see a break of a higher low on this 4-hour time frame, and then get some lower highs below those zones. So this is what needs to happen for us to start considering short opportunities. Okay, break below this zone with a lower high, and then bearish setups. All right, so we'll keep you guys updated on this one. This one just kind of has to develop, run its course, do its thing. And yeah, we'll look for opportunities once we see some consolidation and potential reversals. All right, so that's AU. Let's move on to AJ. It's our next pair. Very similar. much like AU, look at this drop off, guys. Very, very influenced by the short-term movement on DXY. It's a pretty big drop off. Let's go straight to the daily. Okay, overall super bearish, large channel, very, very bearish. Last lower high was right here at this 76, pretty much 76.5. This zone up here, this monthly zone. Right, this is the last level of resistance. Our last lower high before this drop off. Price action came back up, shot right up to that monthly zone again, tested a whole bunch of times and finally broke. So we can go to the 4-hour, and this is going to be a confirmed change of trend on the daily if we see a reversal here. Right, so this was that break of that zone. So this was that 76.5 zone was that huge, that daily zone. But if price action breaks and retests and gives us a confirmed higher low, it's a transition of the daily trend from bearish to bullish. So like, look here, right, we're pushing up above this zone. We haven't got a confirmed higher low yet. When we do, that's the change of trend. So we're still waiting on that. We're still waiting to see that on the 4-hour here, and that would include a reversal pretty much right now at this 76.5 zone, at this 88.6 fib level. If price action breaks below, we'll then be looking for short opportunities. So if price action does this, this could just be falling back into the overall trend on the daily, resuming a bearish trend once again. All right, so let's see what this looks like here. Okay, so this is what we need to see to go short. Break of 76.5, lower high below this zone, then strong bearish setups. We can start entering on those confirmations. Okay, so this is really at a key level right now, and how it reacts here will decide a lot. Okay, either reversal, and then continuation long, confirming this transition. Then we'll get some bullish setups, or we'll break through, get a lower high, look at some bearish setups. Okay, either way, we'll be ready for a trade. We're just gonna just keep monitoring and kind of see how this plays out. All right, so that's AJ. Move on to UJ. This one's actually looking pretty good. This one's looking pretty damn good. All right, daily time frame first. Very, very bearish, guys. Giant descending triangle, as you can see. Lots of lower highs. And then our low key support, 106 flat. And we're just looking to continue with this trend. We're looking for, bearish volume to continue, looking to get lower, break some key zones, enter on some lower highs. And that's kind of where we're at right now, right? So we could see that this is another descending triangle. Very bearish if we just look at this bit of structure here, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. Very, very bearish. So we can drop to the 4-hour now, get a closer look at price action at this zone especially. So here we are, 106, that key level. So right now we're pretty much forming and confirming another lower high, right? Just in this descending triangle. So right now we're looking for a transition to take place. This is what we want to see. Nice engulfing, bearish engulfing. I want to see a push through 106 though, a significant push, and then some sort of lower high below this zone. Now we've been faked out on this quite a bit already. We've been seeing these reversals at 106, and then they just don't have any. They don't have conviction, so they're not dropping lower. So we really want to wait for the right confirmations on UJ right now. Really get a nice lower high, good volume. Ideally a break of this zone down here, 105.3, would really confirm that this is a continuation. But we just got to wait on some confirmations at this point. Again, we're not going to get screwed out on a fake out here. We really just want to see the right confirmations, push through these MAs, significant break of 106, retracement, a confirmed lower high, and then bearish setups. Then we're short. All right, and this could be a really great trade. We're going to target lower towards key support, 0%, negative fib levels, and yeah, we're just waiting for those confirmations. This will be a good one. This will be a really nice one. All right, so what's the flip side to this, right? What's the bullish scenario? What needs to happen for us to go long? And that would include a break and retest of the 106.7 handle. So right here. And it's this zone because we're getting past all these lower highs, right? So we're breaking through this lower high. If we get a break and retest above 106.7, it's a break of this lower high. That's a transition, right? That would now be a 4-hour bullish trend. All right, and then we'd be looking for potential long setups on this time frame. All right, so that's UJ. looking pretty clean right now, to be honest. Next one, we got EJ. This one is looking pretty good too. It's the next step of a major pullback. So let's go to the daily time frame. Primarily very bearish here. We were in this giant bearish channel. We saw a transition early here on this break and retest. Broke all these lower highs here. This key zone 121.25 gave us a confirmed higher low. Continued up with good volume and momentum, all the way up to our key monthly zone, our next key monthly zone at 126.5, where we saw a double top, lots of exhaustion, and a potential reversal. So let's go ahead and drop to a 4-hour. See what we can identify. Here's that double top right at that monthly zone, right, 126.5. So we were long on this, right, just continuing with the overall trend, trying to identify scenarios. So we saw an opportunity here. If we saw a reversal at 125.3, strong bullish setups, nice transition through these MAs, that would have been enough to enter on. But obviously that didn't happen. It's actually pushing through this 125.3 handle, and it looks to be dropping, right, heading lower. All right, so that doesn't mean that we're short automatically. We do have one more scenario for a long opportunity, and that would be, structure formation, 38.2. So this huge confluent zone down here, right at 124 flat, right at this 38.2 fib level, that's what we could see another reversal, right? And that would just be a test of these already established higher lows, which would be fine, still very much bullish. And then we would just look for a transition off this area after a reversal, nice transition, entering on some bullish setups. That would be ideal as well. Really good trade opportunity here. We're just going to see how it reacts. So in the short term, it could definitely fall, and it's about 100 pips, so good amount it could fall. And then, we'll be looking long if we see a reversal, or we'll be looking, potentially short if we see a confirmed break and retest of 124. So again, this is a really, this 38.2 is really a key level. Kind of decides, the short-term trend here, on this 4-hour time frame. So we're looking for a reversal or break and retest. All right, we'll keep you guys updated as we get closer to execution. As we see more confirmations develop, we're always posting in, a Discord premium analysis section, making you guys aware of, what we're looking at. So this is EJ.
Yes,
Definitely
sir.
looking some good volume stepping in. So we'll readdress this once we get down to 38.2, closer to this structure level. All right. So that's EJ. Last and not least, we have gold. Daily time frame first, guys. Just to go over how bullish this is. Super bullish. Nothing here suggesting bearish movement yet. No breaks of higher lows. We're holding that structure right here at 38.2. So let's go ahead and drop right down. 4-hour time frame. Let's expand this a little bit. All right, here's a huge rally from 1800 up to almost 2100, right at 2070. And then it reversed pretty sharply. Huge bearish momentum, a huge bearish volume stepped in, pulled back, retraced at a 50% fib level, 200 EMA. And now we're getting this bit of, descending triangle. Key support being in 1925. Lots of exhaustion here. But now we're getting a little bit of a push through the MAs, through the 200. So, I mean, we're still at this support, but it's definitely looking like it's going to drop. So, we are going to have to reanalyze at a key fib level or next support. So we're headed to the 61.8 first, potential reversal, or even lower, maybe all the way back down to 1800, which would be interesting for sure. And then we'll reanalyze, figure out our, potential trade scenarios and kind of take it from there. But from right now, if this breaks lower, just expect this to drop quite a bit. You could take some super aggressive trades if you see some lower highs on a lower time frame, but don't marry anything, guys. Don't marry any trade on a pullback on gold. Not that smart, to be honest. But so let's say, so this is definitely looking bearish, right? But for the sake of analysis, let's just consider this. Let's say it pushes up. This would be the only long opportunity I would be interested in based on where price action is right now. It would need to rally higher, break the pattern, and give me some sort of higher low outside of this pattern and above this lower high right here, above this consolidation. That would be the only long opportunity I'd be interested in as of right now. Right? Anything else, I really just want to wait for extra confirmation. Maybe a deeper pullback. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. This is looking pretty good. Just gotta wait on it. Just gotta wait on confirmations and see what gold's gonna do. If DXY keeps dropping, you should see gold push up a little bit. But if we see DXY go to form structure, right? You see price action go to form structure. I'm sorry, as this pushes up, you're going to see gold drop, and then you see DXY drop, you'll see gold start to push up. Okay, so like let's say we see a reversal at the 38.2, then we'll see this push a little bit lower, come back, and then we'll look for a transition here and target long again, right? But if DXY keeps pushing up, we're going to see this push lower, relatively anyway. All right, so that's gold, guys. A quick recap: I covered DXY, covered AU, covered AJ, covered UJ, EJ, and gold. All right.
Cool.
So all these are posted already in Discord. If you guys review, kind of keep stay updated on how these trades are progressing, how these analyses are progressing, and yeah. So
Yeah.
anything you want to add, Angelo?
Yeah, I'm just gonna share
All right,
my screen. So
go
yeah,
for
we're
it.
gonna get, obviously moral of the story, higher time frames are definitely in some pullbacks right now. We got to still remember what our overall bias is. Where do we think the momentum is going to come in? So you just got to be patient. Like Nick said, all the analysis is posted in the chat. So if you guys want to go back review to begin the week what our analysis was, you can come back into here. For anyone that wants to get started with anything premium signals, premium analysis, all you got to do is come into the start here section. Building off of these live sessions, these are completely free. If you guys want to get in the premium analysis, it's only $7 one-time fee. And what that is when me and Nick spot some opportunities on the lower time frame, we'll throw that in this chat, get you guys ready to enter, and then we'll get the signals actually out in the signals chat. So we'll look to get some signals out today, as soon as possible, as soon as we see some favorable setups here. But just being pretty patient at the moment. Things are pulling back, and this is a time to check out some fundamentals. See where we could find support, and like we went
Definitely.
over today, see what our projections are, our targets. So this is the end of the live session. This one was recorded, so I will be posting this in a little bit. No giveaway for today. We're gonna actually switch up the giveaways. We're gonna make a bigger giveaway. We're gonna combine some of them, so we're gonna make it a bigger giveaway, and I will probably announce that at some point tomorrow. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow at 8 a.m. For
Sounds
another
good.
live trading session.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
Peace.